What's up, guys? I'm Taylor with TK Disc Golf, and today we are doing a 2-disc battle round at Gully Park in Morrow, Ohio. We're going to be bagging the Cosmic Electron Envy and the Prism Proton Pyro from Axiom Discs. These are two new discs for June 2019, and this Envy is a stable putter, and the Pyro is an overstable mid-range. Jordan Ray, a good buddy of mine from the Cincinnati area, a big MVP fan, is with us, and he's going to be bagging an Envy and an Eclipse Vector, which is pretty close to the Pyro. Par 54 course, should have a good time, so thanks for watching. Alrighty, starting off with hole number 1. It's 240 foot straight ahead. Really simple to get there with a putter or mid. Jordan takes the slight hyzer with a Vector and runs it straight into the hillside. I think that is the best play there. I go with the Envy like I normally do. I throw an Atom, but I left this one a little high. Gives it a good ace run, so looks good on camera, but will leave me with a pretty long putt with a scary backdrop. Jordan has about a 15-foot putt to try and save the birdie and misses just right. I will say that we had no warm-up, no nothing. So as soon as we got out of the car, we started throwing, so we can count that for no practice, warm-up or anything. Moving on to hole number 2 is 390 feet. They widened this gap at some point in the past couple weeks. It used to be, you can see where they cut it back a bit. So it's a little easier to hit. 390 feet with a putter or mid-range. This is a 2-shot hole for sure. Just take the 3 and move on. Jordan goes, I think, Vector and hyzer just to get through the gap as far as he can, and I threw the Envy as straight as possible, and both of us are pretty safe. Jordan going with the Envy upshot and just yanks it into the woods. That is not where you want to be. He might be able to pitch out and try to save his 4 at best, I think. Here I am going with a Pyro approach shot and going with the hyzer release. Leave it a little bit wide, but as you can see, the Pyro is pretty overstable and has the overstability to fade back to inside the circle. Here I thought Jordan was going to be pitching out of that gap, but he actually found a gap farther up close to the basket, and he actually leaves himself a pretty reasonable putt to save his 4. And I missed that one. That was a miscue for myself. I should have had that to save the 3. So Jordan and I both take bogeys. Jordan was understandable. He was in the woods. Me, that was just a missed putt. No excuses on there. Hole 3, 300 feet downhill. Pretty reachable hole. For me, I don't throw a putter on this hole. I throw usually a matrix or a sidearm with like a trace or something just out wide to avoid the woods as much as possible. But I have no problem trying to throw an Envy at this. I left it a little short. Jordan left his Vector a little short. But we've got some circle 2 putts to try to make. Here, I'm like just outside circle 1, I think. So a pretty long putt. I give it a bid, but that's all I can do. I'm still trying to get used to the Envies. Jordan and I both putt with Electron ions, so the ions are a lot deeper of a rim and a little bit straighter. So it might take a little bit of a learning curve to try and learn the new putters, especially in the short game. For whatever reason, I struggle with switching putters up. That shot from Jordan on hole 4 put himself a little wide right. He might have a look to get back to the basket and save his 3 from there. I went forehand Pyro and absolutely parked this hole. I will have a really easy look for 2 for sure. Jordan throwing an hyzer Envy, just getting up there, leaving himself with a pretty close putt. Should have no problem making that for 3, and he does. Awesome. And for me, as you can see, I was really, really close, and I left it wide. I had a weird straddle putt. That was embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. No excuses on that one. Hole 5, 320 foot. This is another 2-shot hole. Pretty much no matter what discs you're bagging, it's a really tough hole to get a 2 on. You have to go higher over the trees or get a really overstable disc to skip all the way down the long corridor that starts pretty wide. I went with the hyzer shot. Jordan played it perfectly and got center fairway. I left mine short, really leaving myself pinched off. So that's not where you want to be. You want to be at least another 15, 20 feet forward in this open area. I tried the forehand, but it really turned into a forehand roller and rolled to the other side of the fairway. So I'm going to be really struggling to even get a 3. I'll most likely be taking a 4. Here, I'm just pitching up. Got to get to the basket, save that 4. And I can't forget Jordan's shot as well. He had a really, really good tee shot to leave himself center, and then a nice up shot to take the 3. And I'm taking the 4. Hole 6 is the shortest hole of the day, 140 feet. Both of us lining up forehands here. Jordan with the vector. Leaves himself a little short, but he should have a look for the 2. I'm going for more of the ace run line, just trying to see if I could get one to throw in on the camera. And unfortunately, it was close. I leave myself with a really close putt for 2. And Jordan, for whatever reason, threw that one wide. He's going to be tapping in for his par. Unfortunately, wish he could have got the birdie. Could have been a star frame. I don't know if it's called a star frame with just 2 people on the card, but whatever, it works. I got myself the birdie, so I finally take the box from Jordan. Hole number 7, 210, one of my favorite holes on the course. Just throw a putter straight at it. I usually throw an atom. I threw the envy like I would an atom, and it just started fading out a lot earlier than I want. Normally I can throw an atom pretty hard, and it just goes dead straight. The envy obviously has that bite at the end. Jordan has a good shot. He's center. He'll have a long putt, but at least he's clean. Myself, I landed into the left, and he makes that absolute long putt. I mean, that was just outside the circle, I think, so good shot for him. And as you can see, mine, I was hoping it would punch through, but it didn't, so I just kind of felt like a pitch out half run attempt, and that's about all I can do from there. Hole 8, another fun hole, good for the vector or the pyro. Jordan's going to go vector with a slight hyzer, just going to go straight, and it's a dogleg left. It looks like from this angle he did get pinched off in the trees, but if I would have had the camera a little bit more to the right, you would have seen he made it around the corner and should actually have a putt for himself. I go a little bit higher, hyzer flex line, but still enough fade to get around the corner. And Jordan actually went long of the basket, so he's got a bit of a comeback putt, but at least it's uphill. Man, that was another putt. Crazy. 2 long putts from Jordan in a row. He's really starting to heat up on his long game with the putter. Cosmic Electron Envy. Here, I'm inside the circle, but pretty long, and I'm actually able to make that one, so I was really happy about that. My first actual putt of the day. Hole 9, 275 feet. Really, really fun hole, honestly. I normally go the streamline drift off the tee, but here I'm playing this 2 shots. Just my first goal is to get out of the woods, and then just give myself the upshot. I don't really have the power to, on that low ceiling, to get a putter or the pyro there. Jordan does. He gets the vector on that line, gets it pin high just to the left, and that would have been another crazy birdie in a row for him. But both of us are going to take pars. Hole 10, wide open. Only danger here is to go far left or long because it slopes off pretty good. Jordan throws a nice shot with the vector, but it does go long, so he's going to be really hurting from there to try to get it 2. I go pyro, and I just leave this one short. Threw a little too high, not enough power, and I'll have a look for 2, but it's going to be a little bit longer than I want. As you can see, Jordan did go long there, so he just has a hyzer around this evergreen type tree. Those things eat discs. You do not want to go on those or hit any of those branches because the disc will just fall out of the sky, and they just really, really hurt your chances of trying to get a 2 on this hole if you go long or left. As you can see, I was like circle's edge. I give it a bid, but didn't have it center enough to hold in. Jordan's going to be tapping in his par. And we're still 1 stroke separation. Jordan 1 under, me even. Moving into hole 11. One of the longer holes of the day. A pretty fun one. I normally throw like a fairway driver here just to make sure I can get it there. But if you have the power, you could easily get a pyro or a vector there. Jordan had a circle 2 look. I just left this one too high. I didn't give it any hyzer like I wanted. And I got very fortunate it didn't fade into the woods. I landed right on the edge, leaving me with a forehand flick to try to just get up and down to save the 3, and I should have no problem from there doing that. This is Jordan's circle 2 look, long bid, gives it a nice run, should be able to clean up his 3 from there. Jordan, what are you doing, man? Come on. He left that one low. I say he's been on fire with the envy. That one was just a low putt. So with that bogey from Jordan, that ties us up both at even through 11 holes. Moving on to hole number 12, though. This is a fun one. 210 foot, pretty easy hyzer with a putter. Only danger here is landing like high, right where the pin's at. It can slopes off pretty good to the left. And also the other danger is just throwing it too straight into the woods. So you don't want to be in there. I left myself wide of the basket. A little bit of a death putt, but I threw it lofty, was able to keep it in, and got the birdie. So I'm really happy about that. Jordan from here, I mean, he can see the basket, but that is not an easy look. So he just pitches out. leaves himself with the easy par from there. Hole 13. This is an interesting hole. I think originally that gap was a lot wider straight ahead, but now pretty much the only play is to throw a sky and hyzer over the trees. So with an envy or a pyro / matrix combo, envy is the glidey one to hold the anhyzer the longest. I thought for sure I was clipped off and hit some of those trees and fell into the woods, but as you'll see in a second, I made it out. Jordan did the smarter play, threw it higher and harder, and will have no problem to get up and down for his 3. As you can see, mine actually did make it out. So I throw the pyro on a hyzer, get myself up to the basket, have a tap in to save my 3. So that's about all I can expect on that hole with these discs. Jordan with the jump putt look and leaves himself a little bit of work left. With the way his putter's been all day, he's got a chance, but you want to be closer than that. And absolutely cans that one. Like I said, he's been heating up a little bit on the putter, so pretty good to see. Hole number 14. This is one Tyler raced last year with a Tesla. Really fun hole. You throw hyzer to the right of the evergreen or an anhyzer to the left. I lucked to just throw it and get it center, play it for 3 shots, and Jordan can get the vector there if he doesn't hit that tree. And he gets tangled up is what it's looking like. Yeah, Jordan hits the tree, drops straight down. He'll leave himself with just an up and down to save the 3. That's about all he can do after that shot. Jordan does have the power to get the vector to the pin. We had another pyro with us, and he threw that after and actually did make it into circle 1, so he would have had a look if he had the pyro, but he threw the vector first, so that's the one that counts. That was like a half attempt, half run. I don't even know what that was. I just left that too high. That was kind of lame. I could have ran that a lot better. Jordan has the easy par. I'm going to have the par look as well. Moving on to hole 15. And here on hole 15, the longest hole of the day, 455. It's a 2-shot hole. Hit the gap, and then you're going to leave yourself with either the left route or the right route because there's an island of trees. I'm trying to line up the forehand anhyzer pyro to try to take that right route, and it just goes flat and into the woods. No anhyzer on that at all. That was just a badly executed shot. But luckily I left myself a little bit of look to get out. I was right on the edge of the woods. Jordan throws a nice shot with the vector. It looks like, again, it hit the trees, but it actually does punch through and leaves himself with a good look for his second shot. Here I'm just trying to throw the envy as far as possible. A little bit to the left, I would have been better off, but I threw this a lot farther than I thought I was going to get, and I'm pretty pinched off from there, so I'm going to have some rough options. Jordan going for that left route with the forehand vector, and throws the forehand route, and I thought for sure this thing was going to hyzer around the corner, but it goes up and it goes down. That was kind of weird. He's going to have a rough chance to try to save a 3 from the woods. I elect for the forehand pyro and put it on the perfect line, and it rolls all the way around the corner. I was really impressed and happy with that shot. I don't throw a lot of forehand rollers, so I'm glad I just threw it on the right angle to get it around the corner and park for the bogey save. I mean, this is kind of a par 3.5 in my opinion, so I don't have a problem taking a 4 on this hole, especially with just a putter and a mid. And Jordan takes the bogey as well. The nice like little alley-oop / basketball putt. I like it.
Nope.
Hole 16, 280 foot straight ahead and to the left a little bit. My only goal here is just to keep it in the fairway. I throw the envy on a little bit of an anhyzer, getting myself to about circle 2, so I have a long putt, but if I take the 3, it's fine. I'll move on. Jordan with the vector leaves it straight, but it fades off to the left a bit. He's going to have some work, but I mean, he's been pretty on with those longer putts. What are you doing, man? Leapfrogging off of the tee pad was pretty funny. Yeah, Jordan just pitches up from there. It was a long bid. I've got a long bid as well. Gave it a run. That would have been so cool. I wanted one of the long putts like Jordan had, but left it a little short, and both of us have the easy par saves. Hole 17, my favorite hole of the course to throw a putter on. Just 250 straight ahead. I normally throw an atom just straight at it, and it's a fun disc. Jordan pulls this off to the right. He's going to have some work from there to try to save a 3. And I'm throwing the envy on, trying to throw it as flat and straight as possible, but I throw it with a little too much anhyzer, and it tracks off to the right, but is able to punch through a little bit. So I should have a long putt for 2, but most likely resulting in a 3, which is all right. Jordan, I'm impressed with this shot here. I wasn't sure what he was going to do, but he finds a line and he punches to get to like circle's edge, circle 2, something like that, which is pretty impressive from where he was at. He'll at least have a look to save 3. And Jordan here lining up his putt from just outside circle 1 and leads it a little left, but that's all you can do. I'm going to say we're not pros. We're not making these crazy long circle 2s all the time. I mean, I'm impressed that Jordan's made 3 of them one round. That's pretty impressive. So going into the last hole, I'm at even, and Jordan is at +2. So we'll see if something crazy happens. Unless something crazy happens, I should walk out on top, I should say. But at 400 foot, this is just a 2-shot hole as well. I'm just throwing an envy out there to try to stay clean, stay out of the woods. Jordan's throwing a vector, and that thing is tracking towards the woods. It needs to sit down. It needs to sit down, and I think he went into the woods. That he did, yeah. So he's just going to have to pitch out, or maybe he does have enough room. And he does squeak it out, so he gets himself to about the edge of circle 1, and he may be able to save the 3 from there. I'm going forehand Pyro, just trying to get up to the basket, and I absolutely park it. I'll be taking a 3, finishing 54, hopefully. I mean, anything can happen, but that should be a pretty reasonable putt. And Jordan leaves that one just a bit low. He's going to finish with a 57, and I come out on top, 3 strokes, finishing at 54. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching our video. This is the first time I've ever done an actual battle round or actually commentary on anything like this. So it means a lot for you guys to make it all the way to the end of the video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to let us know that you want to see more of this content. Hopefully next time we can get Tyler out on the video too. And also be sure to pick up a Cosmic Electron Envy and a Prism Pyro from Axiom Discs in June 2019. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.